Hello, everyone, and welcome to another very exciting edition of Nat20Hot. We are a group of friends, all the people you see here on the screen, who enjoy playing Dungeons and Dragons together. You are now a part of our 68th session, and we could not be more thrilled that you're here with us.
Holy shit, next session is 69.
It's gonna be so nice.
Yes, please join us next Wednesday for the 69th session extravaganza.
Nice.
In the interim, however, we will instead just plow forward with our 68th, and tell you all
We're
about
gonna
the
plow forward, huh?
things that happened during our 67th session, which included things where the party decided to leave Hylasera behind, deciding
For now.
for now,
Going back.
leaving Colette very much imprisoned, to seek out the missing monarch of the summer court, Amar, whom the party learned was living in or at least somewhere in a village not far from the Daytona Cliffs, also known as Daytona Beach, in the northern area of the summer court. And so set out they did. Failing in their attempt to secure griffins for their journey, they instead took the Wandering Willow Tavern for several days, where they were able to encounter Cookie the Harangon, who was able to sell them quite a few things and told them that he would keep both ears to the ground for potential things that they were looking for in the future, before also encountering a couple that was having some marital problems, and Randy maybe shared too much, leading to Bramwell encountering the Floral Sisters once again, who she had once encountered on her trip to Silverhaven with Cena a few weeks back. And just like, a little peculiar, no real understanding of what they might be up to, but they seem harmless for what it's worth. Inevitably, they arrived at a village outside of the Daytona Cliffs, known as Dunmarine, but decided to skip the village entirely and head down to the beach, where finding some odd and misplaced bits of rusted metal and artifacts with some peculiar runes upon it, followed the trail to a tomb, a haphazard tomb placed into the side of the Daytona Cliffs, where within they found the
Jesus
body
Christ himself.
of none other than Zephyron, one of the other celestial sentinels that were sent down from on high to guard the World Tree and end the Convergence Wars. Leaving the tomb behind and heading for the forest, they inevitably did find the cabin within which the long lost monarch Amar is staying in, and he greeted them pleasantly, though did warn them that the king's men are keeping watch. He then sent them up to their bedrooms, where they were more than welcome to stay the evening before choosing to talk to them the following morning. And despite heading up to their bedrooms, our party decided to get up to just a little bit more shenanigans prior to laying their weary heads to rest, by scrying on the King Amar's long lost daughter. Long lost king has
Baby.
a long lost daughter, also known as a
Baby.
Phoebe,
Thank you.
and finding her to be trapped within an orb in the Tower of Drakenvoss, the enigmatic wizard with whom the party currently shares a tenuous alliance. And so that is where we find ourselves on the morning following this discovery, as the Radiant Dawn, not to be confused with Annalise Foxbriar, the actual Radiant Dawn, shimmers through the crystal windows of the expansive A-frame cabin where you currently find yourselves. The warm glow falling upon your face, waking you up. You can hear the faint creaking of the wood and footfalls of someone already milling about downstairs. And as you blink your eyes awake, you can kind of catch in the sunbeam the accumulation of dust that's kind of gathered as you start to ready yourself for the day. You can see that, like, while someone, Amar, is clearly maintaining this house, it has clearly fallen into a bit of disrepair and uncleanliness, given the kind of solo bachelor vibes we're working with at the moment. Yeah, the
Oh my god,
day.
you know who else is a solo bachelor right
That's
now?
right.
We could set up him and my dad.
You certainly could. So the day is yours.
I am going to get up a little bit early and go down and make myself at home in his kitchen and start cooking some scramble.
Okay. You head downstairs and you find Amar already awake, He's tall and lean. He's got those wavy chestnut locks that frame that very sharp jawline. And he kind of smiles softly at you as he lifts up a small ceramic bowl from the counter and heads over into the seating area where he kind of settles himself down on a plush couch at the center of the room. He goes, "Oh, good morning. Please, my house is yours. I believe you'll find the kitchen to your satisfaction."
Yeah. And I
Hey,
go and I make some scramble.
you'll have to forgive me. Randy, correct?
Yeah.
The pleasure is mine.
No, yeah, it's really great to meet you. Um uh,
I trust you were able to find the um, accommodations to your liking.
yeah, well, my room is great. No complaints there. I don't know about Willem's room. I don't really know about Branwen's room, and I think Cena stayed with Branwen, but their room's probably fine. Dunk's room had so the bed was a little small for him. It was a baby's bed. I think your baby. Um, I got something to tell you about your baby, man.
Um, he kind of just like looks at you. And goes, "There'll be time enough for conversation later. I have to get into the accent. He's Italian. And I'm not getting it.
Mamma mia!
Mamma
You're
mia.
doing a little Russian.
Yeah, a little Russian. Um, it's
Just
a
think
me.
about Super
It's a me,
Mario.
Amar.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
You know?
What? Um, um, there'll be time enough for our conversation. Why don't you have breakfast? If you don't mind, I'll be on the balcony.
For sure, man.
And he kind of like
All right.
steps up and shakes his head and walks out to the balcony. The rest of you are jostled more awake by the sounds of Randy very, very loudly in the kitchen below.
You know those ceramic plates are clattering super loud.
Yeah.
Clatter, 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 clatter.
No
Like a death
respect.
person is cooking.
No.
I'm just gonna like hide under a pillow as soon as I hear Randy bring up the baby.
Well, I'm gonna say you can't hear that. Like you can't hear
Okay.
conversation. You can hear like the muffled voices. You cannot hear the definition of their words.
I just know that he's saying something insane, and we're gonna have to deal with that later.
Well, we won't know until we get down there. So,
Should we put money on this? We could bet. We could bet on this.
oh, I'd rather not.
Yeah, we both know what the answer is.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Right, you walk downstairs. The rest of you finding your companion Randy already kind of haphazardly making his way through the kitchen. It looks like a bit of a disaster zone. And you can kind of see through the glass is kind of it's not fully opaque. It's kind of textured, but you can see the
Frosted.
yes, you can see Amar out on the balcony overlooking the water.
I'm just
Chris,
squinting at Randy.
Chris, I have to say something.
Okay.
I don't think opaque means the thing that you think it means. I think
Uh,
you're thinking of transparent.
no, opacity.
Opaque means that you can't see through it.
So it's not opaque.
Frosted glass. Just say it's frosted. How? It's transparent.
Okay.
Lightly frosted.
Yeah, if you
Lightly
have your
frosted
opacity
glass.
up to 100, you want your opacity to 0. It's almost like a
Yeah.
yeah. All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
Fuck off.
I don't mean okay.
Yeah.
I'm squinting at Randy.
Hey, you want some egg? I made scramble.
Were you talking to Amar?
Yeah.
What'd you talk about?
Well, he asked me if the accommodations were to my liking. I said yes, but Dunk's bed was a little small, and then I told him that we have baby news for him. So He said, "Don't talk about it now," so I didn't say anything else.
Okay, so we're
Is
coming in hot.
did he seem like sad when you said something about the day when you're like you
He
knew or like
sighed a
Use
lot.
the correct terminology, please.
baby?
Thank you.
Sorry.
As you say, Phoebe, you can all kind of hear the rush of the sea breeze coming off as the door slides open. He goes, Abundanza, good morning. Welcome. I'm so glad that you have decided to join us.
Abundanza
It's the only Italian word I know.
means abundance.
An abundance of
Oh.
people in my abundanza, abundance of people in my kitchen.
Yes, why is
I'm
that the only
sorry.
word you know?
I really gotta. I gotta get into this. I'm not. I'm not in it yet. He might not be able to be Italian.
Oh no! Don't give up.
Make him from Chicago.
Uh, what did he say? I
Uh,
forgot.
Good morning.
good morning. Good morning.
Uh,
Morning, dude.
I trust the accommodations were to your satisfaction.
Oh, I slept great. I mean, the bed was a little small, but other than that, it was great.
Yes, I apologize. I'm assuming you stayed in the bed and not the crib, but I didn't realize you would.
Dante fit into the crib because he could slip into small spaces.
Theoretically, he could have used that. I'm not used to having so many guests, but I hope you were able to find yourself okay.
yes, it was very
Yeah.
comfortable.
Terrific, terrific.
Hell of a place you got here.
Yes, it's I built it myself quite a long time ago, but by my own hand.
That is so. uh, Do you have a whole lot of experience building? Like, is this your first building you've ever built? First, like, cabin you've ever built?
I have built many things, but this was just for me.
Wow. The whole king thing doesn't work out ever again, then definitely find a good future building cabins because it's awesome.
Yes, I must ask, though I am quite glad that you all have found your way here. Uh, why have you come? I understand that you have found the shard that I left behind, though admittedly you are not whom I expected to find it and arrive here.
As he's doing this, I'm serving everybody some scramble. I got plates out.
As
Uh,
it comes to his plate, no thank you. Perhaps later.
really good.
Who were you expecting to find that shard?
Uh, at least one of two people, though none of yourselves were on it, to be sure.
Okay. Well, it was originally found by the keeper of the Verdant Throne, who is not Selfina Duke.
I see. She was certainly one of those people.
Uh-huh.
Who was the other?
I had hoped
sh-
that Calyx would find it and understand why I had to go.
He very much does not.
he's very drunk and sad at the moment.
Yes, well,
Um, things are bad right now in a
uh,
lot of ways. Willem, I think you could explain one of the big ones pretty well.
So, we touched on this very lightly last night, but are you familiar with Gwen Lightly, the Baba Yaga, mother of all hags?
I am familiar with Guinevere, yes.
Yes. Also,
Thoughts on her?
What has happened?
she's the keeper of the verdant throne and wants to kill you.
She's also, passing down rulings under your name with forged documents.
Yeah, not a lot of people, at least common people, know you're gone. By all accounts, besides the disappearances and the imprisoning people, she's doing a good job.
Of
People are like, "Oh, things are good around here," that we've talked to, but she's still
we
horrible.
just talked to people that weren't good.
Yeah, besides the disappearances and the imprisonments.
And all the people on the outside that don't have any money left because she's taxing the shit out of them.
Yeah.
And so you come here for what?
Well, we were hoping to maybe get your assistance in dealing with her, and also Branwyn, maybe there's a secondary problem that you'd like to explain a
Yes,
little
I
bit.
know, I've been waiting.
Amar kind
Here's your
of
cue.
Amar kind of looks to you, Bramlin. You can make a perception check.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Actually, both Willem can as well, given that you two have been like kind of talking the most.
9.
Also 9, but with my modifier, it's 11.
You're not getting much from him. Bramlin, go ahead.
Um, my sister, Colette Foxbriar, has been trying to uncover all the conspiracies that have been going on. And by doing that, she had to break an oath. And now she's been imprisoned for it when she's been trying to protect your name.
I'm sorry to hear that. That is, of course, regrettable. And I am sorry that you have traveled all this way to hear my answer remains the same. I cannot and will not return.
Why?
I have lived many lifetimes. It is difficult. I know it will be difficult for you to understand my answer. As you describe it, the realm is not the same. It has grown, for better or worse, as you say. But beyond that, it has outgrown the need for a monarch. Leaders rise from the people, as you are all here. You have made a choice to come here and seek me out. It is for people like you to rise up, people who know the struggles of the people that you speak to and talk to. Those are where leaders come from, not from the lofty heights of a throne. My time has passed, and perhaps it is for the best. I cannot help you.
Is that really why you left? That's it?
It's one of many reasons.
Okay. Well, you leaving doesn't mean there's no longer a monarch. It just means somebody else is going to take over and act like a monarch. And if getting rid of that is really what you wanted to do, why not just, pass a law that abolishes the monarchy rather than just going?
It is not for me to will, as I learned. The people think they need it, and they would continue to think that. Here you are, a symptom of what has occurred, showing me that they continue to feel this. It is not my duty, my prerogative, or my ability to convince them otherwise. As I said, true leaders will rise from the people to show them the truth. Sounds
Okay,
like
so
you are
what
already
you're
trying to do that.
so what you're feeling right now is that basically all the monarchies here should be abolished. Is that correct?
Again, it is no longer my decision. It is what I am
No,
compelled to feel and do that I have left.
okay. So
I'm
if you
sorry that
want
you
that
came all
to
this way.
No, I get it, man. Purpose is really hard to deal with.
It's a burden, really, not a blessing.
No, for sure.
For centuries, I
So you
thought
just
that. Go ahead.
so you just chill out here, like you must miss it, right? To
I,
some extent.
I did not miss it.
insight check?
Yeah.
That is a dirty 20.
Oh yeah, you're better.
You. He's not lying, but at the same time, you remain unconvinced because as you kind of hear him speak and look into his eyes, you just see nothing but a broken man.
You didn't like leave anyone like behind when you came out here, did you? Because like, yeah, it's a burden, but like, you can't just leave a whole life behind.
I have, and I will continue to do so.
Your people are suffering. Do you understand this? Do you care?
Of course, I care. You have come to me and told me that my people are suffering, though moments ago you told me that people are happy,
He's kind of
Some people are happy.
and some people suffer, as has always been the case. You think of me as the answer, but you don't even know me. We live very different lives, young man. I served for over a millennia. For thousands of years, this world was given to me, us, and we did not with that time but toil in our own self interests. The people were pawns in our game, dust beneath our feet. We called that peace, diplomacy. So for over millennia, I serve, and yet here we are. Is the cause a century of my absence, or 1,000 years of my reign?
I'd like to read this boy's mind.
Okay. And remind me again, this is not a wisdom check? Like you can just do it?
It is a wisdom check.
Okay.
He's got a yeah, it's a DC 17 wisdom save. Um, it's just like if he fails, then I can also cast suggestion.
Right.
That's the one he doesn't check.
Well, and do they know that you're doing this?
They don't.
Ooh, they passed. But you still get
silvery barbs.
that has a
Silvery barbs has verbal or somatic components.
yeah. So they will be able to see you do that.
Is it worth it? Well, do I know that that Randy's casting
Technically,
this?
no.
You
Never
you
mind
wouldn't
then.
know. I'm just
Yeah.
casting channel divinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does succeed on the saving throw, though. So does that mean you get surface thoughts?
I do get surface thoughts.
Yeah. You're getting disappointment and longing. Like you get the sense that he regrets having to like say these things out loud to you all, but is like kind of remiss to the lot in life that you'll never understand where he's coming from.
I'm just
So
gonna
you
just
want
gonna
like
trade.
the people. Oh, sorry.
No, I'm just gonna be like, no, I get it.
So you want the people to rise up and have their own government. Um, so we're here, and maybe we put Bramwell on the throne. Maybe we don't. Um, but you know that court very well. What do you think would be the best way to get under the skin and perform said overthrow?
Overthrow is a very bold word. It is more that I understand that the people's interests will ring through, whether through the voice of the many or the actions of the few. If it is true that Calyx has fallen to the drink and Sylphina is otherwise indisposed, they knew my wishes well toward the end. They are worthy allies. I would seek them out.
We have.
And
And they're all just waiting on you. We are okay, if we're the voices of the few that are speaking for the many, we came to you for a reason. There's things that we can't do and that you can.
like what?
I don't know, you're still the goddamn king of the court, so you could go in there and tell the people about your vision, and maybe that would encourage them in the right direction. And also, while you're at it, maybe kick the ass of the traitors to your government who are pretending to rule in your name.
Pardon my sister. Hell, if you're really this adamant about your vision for the future, you could speak to the Earl King. If that's what you really want.
You will.
You're a very sad man. Why is that?
Like I said, I live many lifetimes. That catches up to you. Immortality is a curse. I'm sorry that I do not have the answers for you. I understand why you would and are angry. You want a king, a person, whomever to lead, to fix things, to pardon your sister. What can a broken man offer you? My presence would only bring more strife, more division. It You need hope, and I no longer have it.
You have a vision for the future, a better way forward for your people. What is that if not hope?
If I thought it could be, would I be here?
Considering that it sounded to me like you leaving was part of your way to accomplish that goal and have your people without a monarch, yes.
You saw the vision. You know it's more than that.
Is it about the baby or the Charlotte Hale of it all or the both?
You don't know me.
Nope. That's why I'm asking questions.
I need a moment, if you please. He'll kind of push himself up from the table and he'll walk downstairs. Kind of pauses for a moment on the landing and proceeds to walk downstairs.
Was he pausing near anything in particular, or like?
You can make a perception check.
Was he pausing in a way that he's like, someone follow me?
I
Nat
want,
20
I
on
want them to ask me
perception.
if I'm fine, but I'm not.
I only got a 9 on insight.
I got a natty 20 on that perception.
No, you kind of see him like catch and think about saying something, and then he just shakes his head and walks downstairs.
I'm gonna sort of lean forward in a whisper and be like, listen, I'm sorry if I'm lacking empathy right now, but is every fucking noble person in this plane a self-absorbed, sad disappointment of a human being or not a human being?
I think it kind of comes with the job.
Think you're really kind of lacking empathy at the moment.
No, I think I could talk to
mean-
this guy.
I don't think you're wrong.
Maybe some bigger picture will help. That's a Randy move right there.
Maybe we're not realizing the fact that the bigger picture doesn't matter to him because
That's also true.
they.
Oh, I was gonna say, if you want to die, we can help you with that.
That's
Okay, well that's
motion
a
for
couple
Willem
steps
to
That's
not
forward.
maybe a little
talk.
forward.
Like,
But
I think we need to lead with empathy here, and that we're not going to get anywhere with frustration toward him. We can all be frustrated with this guy to ourselves.
God, is this what it's like talking to me?
This is more infuriating than you actually.
Oh, that brings
That
me a
might
lot of
also be
confidence.
because you've never been king of anything. But
For the record, I try usually.
I know. I think he, in his own way, wants to try, but I think he's very sad about his family situation. Probably.
I really think I get this guy.
Yeah?
Chase after him, Randy.
Is that who you want to chase after him? Really?
Like, okay, I know I kind of fucked up the marriage people, but
You really did.
I don't know. I kind of think I got this one.
I'd say let him cook.
Wait, which one cook? We could wait
Classic
for him,
Amiable
or we
Willem.
could.
No, Randy.
Oh, okay.
You can tooth me if you want.
Okay. Yes, I could, but I feel like the two thing also shows a bit of a lack of trust in your capabilities.
All right.
Before you go, like, do you think he needs some space and will come back to us when he's ready, or should one of us go?
I think he would, but I also think that perhaps a one-on-one conversation could also help in a way. Because I think he maybe feels ganged up by 5 people. You know, even if we got like the best intentions, being told by 5 people that you should do one thing is a difficult position to be in.
Maybe he just needs like a dad to dad talk.
Probably just feels a little cornered, which is fair because we're cornering him.
We're not. He was allowed to leave. That's not very cornered, but sure.
We're in his house.
Emotionally.
He could, if he didn't want us here, he could tell us to leave.
I think that's why we kind of owe him our respect and compassion. He's opening the door. We just have to be mindful of how we enter it.
he's also telling
Very
us
mindful, very demure.
Very demure.
essentially that we came here for a waste of time. So
Well, we can't just kind of expect every single person we talk to help us without question. Some
Yeah.
people have been around for 1,000, 2,000 years, and they kind of have their thing. Like, I don't blame him for saying, yeah, I don't know, fuck you guys, like, welcome to my house. But actually, I'm not going to do that because I am an immortal being. I don't know. It makes sense to me. Anyway, uh, I stand up and I walk towards the staircase that he went down.
As you walk away, Stina gives you a little thumbs up of encouragement. Approaching the landing, the stairwell descends to a kind of a slight bend. There's a lot of artwork on the walls, all oil paintings of different scenery. You get the sense that all of them are like very similar renditions of different areas around the cabin, and they're all signed with a Mars hand in the bottom right hand corner. Um, and you take the stairs down towards the lower level. The bend actually leads into a small door, which is currently shut.
I will knock on the door.
Come in, come in.
I do.
As you
And I
enter,
say,
as you enter the
oh,
room, you're very clearly in like kind of a the best term is like a landing where it's like almost like a sitting room prior to a bedroom. You can kind of like look into a bedroom, and it's very clearly been converted into something of a studio. Am I hearing something?
sorry.
are you hearing a trombone?
Yeah. It's very clearly been converted into something of a studio. And there are blank canvases. There are some canvases where there's been like quite a bit of like abstract work done to them, but they're all portraits of individuals. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Uh, 15.
Very clearly, one of them is there's several of them are of Charlotte, the Queen of the Winter Court. You see some of a younger Eladrin that you don't recognize, and then a few of the same human girl that you saw in his collections of journals up above. Um, he kind of turns as you enter. He goes, apologies, I was lost in thought.
No, it's
If
good, man.
you come to bargain with me,
Your paintings are your paintings are excellent. I really like them.
thank you. Uh, a skill I've honed over the last 100 years or so. Something to fill the
No
time.
kidding. Yeah, it kind of seems like you got a couple of people on your mind. No, no, not to pick your brain or anything, but
I understand why you all are here. I am no fool. I have spent 2,000 years and then some among swindlers and tricksters, backstabbers, lords and ladies, all who wanted something from me. You all are kinder, to be sure, but you want something all the same.
look, man, I don't really have any like. I mean, they're my friends, and I in general want what they want, but I don't really like have any skin in the game. I just kind of want to talk to you.
What do you want to talk about?
Um, I who so I recognize her. That's Charlotte Hale, right? But I don't recognize the other two people in your paintings.
Celeste. She's the Queen of Spring. A beauty. Uh, A more recent addition to my life. A young lady from the town. She will stop by. She's good to talk to.
That's great, man. I'm really happy that you got someone here to, keep you company. I hope it's not too lonely out here.
It's lonely everywhere.
Yeah, man. I get it. Spent a long time by myself. At least, well, in like, relative to my age.
Interesting.
And I know, like, I don't know, because like I can't like really, really understand the amount of weight, I guess, of like what you walked away from. But I don't know. I kind of had a good life for myself. I had a living. I was pretty happy. But I kind of just, once things got to a point, I just kind of left. And then things got really bad for a while, but that was fine. And then I found those guys, and then I hung out with them for a little while, and then things got better again. And then I I left again, even though I don't know things were good. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm probably just rambling. They say I tend to overshare, but
Thank you for sharing. You've come a long way from home, I take it.
yeah, these last couple of months have been kind of a whirlwind.
You're not from here.
No, we're from the material plane. Well, Brainwind's not, but I don't really know how any of these courts work. Again, I'm kind of not
Hmm.
much skin in the game.
The truth is, they do not. Century
They
over.
don't.
They don't work. Century over
Ah,
century, we feed on one another's misdeeds and say we make progress for the sake of progress. But when you live as long as we do, how could we possibly understand the plight of the common man? How could I possibly
totally.
understand where you come from or what Brandman looks for in her life?
I mean, you don't have to understand to like, because I'm sure that you feel the same way that they don't understand you, but you'd hope that they'd have some kind of empathy and help. For years they helped you, I assume,
Oh,
or as much as they could. The common people, I don't know, they seem to regard you as a pretty good king.
how much of that is what we did, and first it's what we say.
I don't think you have to really understand where everyone's coming from in order to help them. I sure fucking don't.
And do you help people, Randy?
I try.
I
I don't always
believe.
succeed.
I believe you. And when you felt like giving up when you left, why did you do that?
Seemed easier, and it was for sure. Like I wasn't wrong, but I don't know. I left a lot, and I don't know. It's better to be with them and have hardship than without them and
You returned to the
alone.
people who loved you.
Yeah.
That's what brought you back.
Yeah.
And if knowing they were not there, what would you have done?
Well, I suppose it would have been a lot harder. But I know you have someone who loves you.
Is that so?
Yeah, so what I said about so we so your daughter's in an orb, man.
Celeste rules over the Spring Court. If something had happened to her, I would have known about it.
Okay. So you have two daughters.
Is it she?
Wait, what did you say? Sorry.
It's a she?
Pretty sure. Yeah.
She lives?
More or less.
What do you know of her?
Not a lot. She's in an orb um in Draken Voss's tower. I don't know if you know that guy. He's kind of a he
Take
put her
care.
in there for some reason.
Take care how you speak. What? What do you mean?
I'm telling you everything that I know right now.
You tell me that I have a daughter that I've never met. And Draken Voss keeps her prisoner.
It seems that way.
Huh. What has led you to believe that it seems this way? How do I know that this is
Well,
not some charlatan's cheap trick? You need something from me. So you come all this way and you tell me that not only do I have a daughter, but she lives. And she lives
hold
in
on.
the imprisonment of some two-bit charlatan. Who are you to tell me these things?
I'm the champion, Randy.
Champion Randy. Champion of the gods' powerfulness to save.
I don't really fuck with the gods anymore. I can be champion of myself. Why can't I? Yeah, why
Why
can't
have
I?
you come this way to tell me these things? You tell me this because you want something from me. You want me to return.
I'm just trying to talk to you, man. It seems like you want something to live for. Seems like you're kind of lost out here.
You really asked nothing of me. You found me to tell me this. Not because it's what your friends up there may or may not want me to do.
It feels like the right thing to do.
You can make a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay. Uh, Ooh. 18.
Take care now, Randy. You will tell me that this is the truth. Speak it true. I have a daughter. You know that it is she. And you know that it is she in the Tower of Drakenvoss.
I cast Zone of Truth on myself, and I say, "You have a daughter. She's in an orb. Drakenvoss has her." I'm sorry.
Now you see. The rest of you can make perception checks from the second floor.
That went all right.
15. Oh, that was so good. I had
23.
to go get my shirt.
Willem, you're muted.
13.
Okay. All of you can very clearly start to hear Amar start to shout. Not shout, scream from the basement. You coming this way. You tell me that
Come this
you,
way.
on the day of my daughter's
Don't come to me.
My own daughter's wedding.
you
On
come
the
to me
day
and
of
you
me
tell me
hanging
that
out in
not
my
only is my
cabin.
daughter alive, that she sits in the tower trapped at the hands of some wizard. I never knew the child. She took her away before I could even see its face. The bond of a father and daughter shattered by my
Who
pride,
took
my ideology. What hope do I have of helping you? Helping the realm? When I failed to keep my own daughter safe? My family together? You've come here and you've told me the news that I never wanted to hear. That I wasn't allowed to know. It was taken from me.
You can take it back.
You would
We'd help
have
you.
me. What kind of father am I?
Don't get me started, man. I get it. I'm not exactly
Everything
the
you all think I'm capable of. Gone. I could not keep. I I I failed, Randy. I am not what she wants me to be. I am nobody to her. And at that point, he's gesturing to the portraits of Charlotte, to Celeste. And he goes, what you have come to find is not here. I am more ghost than person, Randy.
That's all right, man. Cool thing about rock bottom is that there's nowhere to go but up.
You can make another persuasion check.
Advantage?
Just a straight roll. You got your advantage.
Okay.
Can I, if I'm hearing this yelling, can I just give send a little bardic inspiration Randy's way?
Yeah.
What does that give me?
A D8.
Plus a D8.
Ooh, D8. Damn. Ooh, 17.
He's kind of like, you can see the white in his knuckles as he's kind of like sitting there screaming. He's just. cannot bear this. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. It was not very kingly of me.
I'm sorry too, man. Seems like you're having a. I'm sorry.
Do you know why she is there?
I have no idea.
And Voss, does he know who he keeps in his foul mind palace?
I have to assume he does. Look, well, we can help you get her out.
If I help you.
We want to get her out anyway, so we're doing it without you, with or without you. Wouldn't you rather be there?
She doesn't know me.
She doesn't know us either.
No. I need a minute, please.
Can I just ask who is she meant to be?
What?
Was she meant to like be something? I don't. I'm trying to figure out why Dragon Boss would want her.
The only thing she ever had to be was my daughter.
I'm gonna kind of reach out my hand, put my hand on his shoulder for a little bit, then turn around and walk out.
And the rest of you see Randy come up to the top of the stairs.
Yeah, I think that went pretty well.
The screaming sort of gave that away.
It was good screaming. Everyone's got to scream every once in a while.
It was pathetic screaming, but
Oh, come on, man. It's not very
Cena
nice.
visibly rolls her eyes at you, Willem.
he's not going to do what we want.
Brother,
He's going to sit here and mope.
he's
Broken, can't help us. Doesn't want to. Could he be any more clear about that?
When you're at your lowest point, I hope someone has as little patience as you do for him so that you can see what it's like.
We came here for a reason, and he's not helping us. We're wasting our time. Her sister is still in jail.
he'll
We
help
have
us.
other options.
So let's explore them.
I told him about the orb girl.
I kind of figured that's what the yelling was about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, obviously he's not happy about that.
And he
But
didn't know?
no, he had no idea. But it seemed to, at least get some emotion out of him besides um feeling sorry for himself. I think if we kind of like let him stew in that, I think he'll come out, and I kind of think if we just align ourselves with, how he's thinking and feeling for a little while, I think he'll be willing to help us.
Maybe tonight we can let him see, like, scry with you.
Sorry, if I overheard that screaming correctly, wasn't the whole point that we were going to set the daughter free not because We expected from him something from him, but because it's the right thing to do, and don't get me wrong, it is the right thing to do. I just have zero faith that this man is going to come around and help us.
That's cool, man. You don't have to have faith.
Okay, well, while we're sitting here waiting,
We might need a different course of action with Colette, but I do think he'll help us in other ways. And gonna it's not gonna be in the immediate future. But I don't think this trip is for nothing.
okay,
I can
Okay, well,
if if he wants to send a message to her, I can help with that.
which her do you mean?
His daughter, the baby.
Okay,
We could ask if there's anyone else he wants to send a message to. I feel like Calix would benefit from knowing he was okay.
True.
would he?
Maybe.
Or maybe it would make Calix worse. He's already drunk and feeling really sorry. And do you think hearing that the man he looks up to the most in the world is distraught and just chose to walk away would make him feel any better? He's not. Listen, I know you all seem to believe this is going to work out, and that's great. He's not exactly encouraging a lot of confidence.
Cities aren't built in a day.
Yeah, dude, you gotta give people time.
I'm going to go pack my things because when we leave, I would like to be ready.
Okay.
I'm just gonna start dusting the house.
You wait for about 30 minutes. Willem, you're upstairs in your bedroom. Branwyn, Randy, Duncan, Cena, you hear a knock on the door that you entered through.
Wait, what?
but oh, sorry.
He
Oh,
said he
Oh,
had
I'm
a human
scared.
girl from the village that was going to be
oh,
stopping
the
by.
door of the
Oh,
cabin. Yeah, yeah,
I'm just gonna slip into the shadows with Stina and
yeah. Oh shit. Is this me too? Dunk?
wait. Yeah.
Yes, you're
Wait.
both on the ground floor.
Yeah.
this is absolutely the thing that me and my brothers did when we were like home and our parents weren't home and somebody knocks on the door and we all
Everyone, like whomever's outside, can totally hear and see you. Like the front door, like the front wall is glass, like very clear. Like Bram, when you go like slurp against the wall, but everyone very clearly saw you hide.
stealthy. I'm dusting his whole house. Who knows where I am?
It's true.
Uh
I guess I'll go open the door.
Before you stands. You've now seen this young lady, this young lady's face multiple times through the drawings of Amar. She has, it's very immediately present to you that she is a human girl, which is rather surprising given what you've encountered up until this point. But beyond the fact that she is a human, she is pure grace, like raven black hair pulled into a very high and tight ponytail. She's kind of a trio of braids pinned to the side of her head, and you can see those very small, unpointed, dainty ears. She's a very fair-skinned beauty, and her eyes, though, have a very peculiar shade of lavender. It's probably the only like oddity about her. And as you open the door, she goes, "Oh, hold on, gotta get into the voice. Begging your pardon. Um, looking for Amar?"
He's home.
And
Uh,
you are?
friends of his.
Friends
I'm
of his.
Randy.
I've never encountered you here before. Forgive
Oh yeah.
my uncertainty. I know Amar is not used to visitors. This is not the voice I had planned for her.
It
Oh,
is now.
yeah. I know Amar is not one to typically take visitors. Is he home? May I speak to him?
I'm just gonna come out because this is going. Sorry, they're being really creepy and sketchy about this. He's here. He's downstairs. I can lead you to him if you want.
How many of there are you?
There's one more. She's really stealthy though.
You just hear,
She's
hi, from like an ambiguous
that's
location.
Cena.
Willem's upstairs packing.
His own belongings. No one's getting
Well,
robbed or
pardon.
murdered or.
I just wanted to drop these off, and she kind of holds up a basket because I don't need to interrupt. I would love to see him though.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'll take you downstairs.
Yeah. Before you do so, he is in a state of mind that is bad. So just be aware.
A voice clears from behind you. Forgive me, Svetlana. Apologies. Thank you for joining us. These are my companions. Damn it, I blended the voices. Not my game tonight with the accents.
Italian.
These are my companions.
Arrivederci.
These are my companions. Uh, I'm sorry, I don't have time for our conversations. Perhaps you could come by tomorrow. Yes, yes. Come by tomorrow. Thank you, sir. Fresh baked from this morning. And she'll leave the basket on the counter. And then take care to look at like each and every one of you very closely. And then depart. Amar
My
will.
insight check what the vibe was.
Sure. Who exactly are you inciting?
Svetlana.
Okay.
Oh, that's a 9.
Yeah, you just got a lot of uncertainty from her. Um, Amar looks to the three of you, or four of you rather. Your companion, the one with the horns. I take it he is not happy with me and what he has come to find here.
That's kind of his general vibe.
Well, I can't say that I blame him. I understand I am not what you came looking for. I will not return with you.
Is there anything you'd like for us to do for you while we're back there? I don't know, maybe
I
tell
think
someone something, send a message.
Calix could really benefit from hearing from you.
Yes. And he kind of
He
pulls
thinks that
out
he's fit you.
from his cloak a bound scroll. He goes, if it pleases you, for his eyes only. And he will pass it to you.
Take it.
I know that you have not gotten the answers that you were hoping for today. I watched my life and world fall apart over trifles. But as my life fell apart, I was blind to the world that was doing the same. So I came to see perhaps that the realm is better off without someone like me. I thought that I could change things. But he's going to kind of step aside and pace to the far side of the room and look out the window. And you've seen what you've seen. So I will tell you. Charlotte and I, we very stupidly were the embodiment of summer and winter, light and dark. We loved fiercely and true. But we could never see the world through the same eyes. She had this concept of a natural order to things, she called it. A hierarchy of sorts. But to me, I saw every creature deserving of the same respect. This was our rift. And it is one that unfortunately could never be mended. She even looked upon our own daughter with contempt. And so I never thought the second would. Well, I never thought she would be here. So no, I will not return with you. I have other things that need my attention.
I'm reading his mind. I want to know what those other things are.
He succeeds once more.
Ah!
But you get the surface thoughts, and they are filled with images of a daughter he's never met. They're all like just different pictures of a person that he's made up in his mind.
Okay. Out of the blue, I'm gonna go. Who took her?
She did.
Charlotte?
Yes. I'm not ready yet. And you must know that I do not say no to you because I do not want it. It is because it is time. It's because I cannot help you. As I said before, it is everything that has occurred and everything that you see, you place at my feet to solve. Is it my absence? Or the 2,000 years I had to make something better? Your companion, he is a hagborn, is he not?
Yeah.
If you would seek him out, I owe him an apology.
I'm gonna cast a little message cantrip up. Be like, Willem, get down here.
I will come down the stairs and be like, "What? You couldn't just yell? Oh,
It'd be rude to yell in someone's house.
didn't stop
It's
him earlier."
It's his house.
Please.
Hello?
I understand why you might be unhappy with the answers I have given you here today. You are not but a boy.
Y-
How could you possibly understand? But despite you being unhappy with my actions and my choices, I without a doubt understand that I might still owe you an apology. Not for my choices here today. Those are my own. And they are made with the understanding that there are things that you cannot comprehend. I do, however, and have sworn long ago to always own the consequences of my actions, which, while you do not understand, is why I find myself here and now. You asked me earlier if I was familiar with the Lady Guinevere Lightly. There was a time I called her friend. Lover, even. She was, without a doubt, one of the most incredible women that I have ever met. She was a child of the Convergence, with memories at the time even I had forgotten. At one point, she had told me how she mastered crossing the realms themselves in an instant, though it changed her, tore her apart. She was reckless in her youth, and it showed. Without warning, her magic would erupt from her, often harmless. But in many other ways, it wasn't. My queen hated her for it. Perhaps she hated her for more than that. But all the same, she hated her. A perfect poster child for the decree that some Fae are born different, less than. And when one of her bouts of wild magic killed another lord, it was all Charlotte needed to have me commit one of my greatest failures. And I want you to know that I could not bear to watch it. So it was not until the following day that I learned that she had not succumbed to the flames I ordered her burned in. And so you, a child of her, born of whatever revenge she seeks against me and the mistakes of my youth, you have my condolences. I see, however, that you've made the proper man of yourself, though you are impatient in your youth. So I am sorry. And I wish you luck in your endeavors against her. But understand that she is nothing more than a woman scorned.
That's it. Sorry and good luck. She is the reason for almost every horrible thing that has ever happened to me and the people I love. And you're just gonna say sorry, and not only that, but let her keep running your court.
As I said, I do not expect for you to understand my reasoning or my purpose, or why I am here. You are cursed with the inexperience of youth. Yes, I am sorry. I'm sorry for the failings of my own youth, and the many people that have been victim to her crimes, though not for mine and the others' lack of trying to be rid of her. She is persistent. I can see now in you, though, that we have our greatest weapon against her. And I would encourage you to remember that while she may be responsible for all of the terrible things that have happened in your life, she's also responsible for your life. A truly valuable thing over death, so finite.
There are many things I'd like to say to you right now, but none of them are particularly productive. I'm glad I packed.
For what's worth, I welcome them.
You know the good thing about knowing you're going to die one day? Makes you do things, makes you care. You say, because of my youth and inexperience, there are things I don't understand and can't understand, and you might be right, but you've lived for so long, it's like you've just accepted that all of your actions have consequences and you feel powerless to do anything about them.
What are
You
consequences?
are an archfey and the leader of a court, and you're going to just sit here. We came to you desperate. Your daughter is locked in a tower. Are you just gonna sit here? Are you gonna do something about that?
I owe you no explanations. But I thank you for coming with the information that you have provided. As I said, I cannot help you.
Your end is nearer than you think, and from what it seems, it will be a mercy.
Appreciate you all coming. I wish you safe journey in your return to Hylasera. Randy, thank you.
You're gonna meet your daughter, man.
I hope I am strong
There
enough.
is there is something you can do for us, if you don't mind.
Hmm?
Any information about Gwen is helpful, and you mentioned something about her traversing the plains and it taking some kind of toll on her.
Hmm.
What was that about?
Unfortunately, even some things are before my time. Well, it is hard to understand, given the length that I have lived, at what point I am able to remember. Very few of the people that I have interacted with in my time who share my particular affliction of immortality understand the time before what is, or what once was. She called it the convergence, memories of a time before our time existed. She described it as being able to force herself through time and space itself to places that even we would not recognize. We have come to understand some of this in our time. A There is the Ebonlick, a sort of portal between our plane and the material plane. Uh, there are many of these that exist throughout our space, but what we understand to be the material plane below and the plane of shadow even further down, the Fey realm on top, extends even further beyond that. And before what we knew, there were even hundreds, if not thousands more. and she had experienced them and lived in them and took what she could from them. A power that very few of us ever sought to learn or understand. She said she was among the few who were blessed with such a gift. But from what we understand, it changed her quite a bit. There was a study done at the Ashenmore, if I am not mistaken, before he kind of looks over at Willem, before what came to pass.
Sorry, the Ashen what?
The Ashenmore.
Well, maybe one day we'll be able to meet again outside of this house. Maybe you'll be able to come see the world that we've built, with or without you.
I look forward to it. Thank you.
All right. We good here?
Yeah.
As good as we're going to get.
All right. Cool. And I snap my fingers, and we're back in Adara's temple.
Oh,
All
Damn
right.
it. Okay.
I forgot.
So did I.
Oh, I was gonna ask him one more thing, but that's cool.
Well, I asked.
No, no, no.
It's not like you
I
have the
was just gonna
ability to
linger.
telepathically
I
message
was just
people.
gonna linger behind for a second, and whatever. No, that's fine.
Sorry.
If the
No,
group
it's
would
cool.
prefer that, that's fine.
No,
Yeah,
no,
we
this
go.
is funnier.
Okay.
This is funnier.
Get your
So,
sister out of jail.
yeah. What was
Yeah, let's.
what was plan number 2? The whole trial by combat thing?
Oh, you're pretty good at combat, Willem.
Yeah. Thanks. You too.
Well, not so much the hit stuff.
I don't know. Remember when you bashed that guy's face in and almost killed him?
Yeah, I was feeling a lot more killy back then. I'm feeling better about that now.
That's good.
That is good.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Maybe. Well, I don't know. What does everybody think we should do?
Well, first of all, Willem, are you good? That
Extremely not.
that was a lot of things that seemed bad for you specifically.
Yep. We're in the
Just
same.
move on for now. That's cool.
We're in the same place we were before we went. He he didn't do anything.
Well, we found out that Gwen's like me. So,
Dunk, she is nothing like you.
well, I meant that she got a little fucked up traveling between planes, and it's wild magic-y.
Yeah. Um. Yep. Hope that doesn't change your feelings about what I'm gonna do.
Oh God, no.
Okay.
But
Cool.
like something we know about her, but also maybe like a way we can follow up and learn more about
Yeah, there was a
how all
study
this is
done it
connected.
somewhere, so
Yeah,
maybe we could get some more information about you
and about
there,
her.
and about her. Sure. Uh, That note should probably go to Calyx at some point.
I can head over
And
there now.
we should probably talk to your sister and be like, so that pardon isn't coming. Well, let's discuss options. Would it have fucking killed him to just write a little pardon? You could write a note to Calyx.
No, I don't think that it can. Like, he's immortal, so it wouldn't have killed him.
Well, except for the whole thing where now Archfey can die.
You're pretty keen
All
on that
right.
happening, huh?
I've gone back and forth about it a few times, but nothing about what I just saw inspired a lot of confidence in the concept of immortality being a good thing. I think he would even agree with that. So, when those assassins come a knocking, maybe we don't have to feel so bad about it. I don't know.
I feel confident that we have sown seeds of his help in the future.
I'm
That
glad
doesn't
you
help
can,
us now. Fair. But I'm
I'm
just
glad you
saying
can see
it
the
wasn't
best
for
in
nothing.
people.
The future to us is also something very different from the future to him being immortal. Maybe he'll decide to help us, like, 500 years from now after we're
He'll be dead.
dead.
Unless, like, we somehow traveled
Through time.
500 years into the future. But we
Well,
don't I don't know. That's just an idea.
we've already transverse space. What's one more dimension?
What's just a concept kicking around? All right. What are you taking some time? It is the evening time. Um, taking a few days. What's your plan?
I want to go on a nice little evening stroll and seek out Calyx.
Okay. That would be going to the palace.
Yeah. I'll cast sending quick to Calyx. Hey, oh, hey. My name is Brandon Foxbriar. I have a message for you for your eyes only. If we can meet somewhere outside the palace. Top secret. From a higher power.
You hear a voice in your mind. Foxbriar, as in Colette Foxbriar's sister. I think it's for the best if you attend the palace, and we will discuss there.
I guess.
What are the rest of you doing?
I would like to go to a potion shop.
Okay.
I'd like to follow up on the Ashenmoor. Is that like a place, like a university?
It is indeed a place, and you would now actually make a history check.
Oh my god,
Is
you
that
have
the
age
people that I talked
Ashenmore?
to at
Let's
the?
go.
It is not
Uh,
the people that you talk to
oh,
at the.
I am not good at history. 3.
Um, yeah, it's not the people that you talk to at the party. You're confident in that, but you don't know why you've heard of them, but you don't know why. But you would know that the Ashenmoor is a place just north of the Firmament, which is the equivalent of the Hylasera University.
You have age Ashenmore.
I know a lot of people are doing things, Chris, but I would like to go to the Margaster house.
Okay.
That's
Or
too
wait,
much.
party split.
Yeah.
If that's too much, we don't have to do it.
No. No, we can certainly do that. Just give me like 2 minutes to
Okay.
collect my notes.
And Cena can go with whoever she wants.
But she's gonna go with Brandon, probably.
No, Cena's gonna go a different way.
Found dream.
We're back. Thank you for. I hear myself. Thank you for giving me a moment to collect my thoughts. We are going to. Brandy, what are you doing?
I'm going to the potion shop to get a
Oh,
potion.
that sounds like the easiest thing to do.
Oh, and I would like to, if it's going to take a little bit more time than just a potion trip, I would like to study the compendium,
you're gonna
which I
study the
haven't done in a little
you're
while.
gonna study the compendium and not the scroll.
Scroll of Omniscience.
Can I do both?
Yes.
Because the compendium is like, I just like want to read it. I have like 2 more of those potions that I can understand what it says.
Oh, gotcha.
So I just want to look at
I
it for
was
like
like,
20 minutes.
what are you talking about? Yes. Okay. We will start with Brandy.
Okay.
You head to the potion shop, which is called. That was the one thing I didn't bring up.
Potions are us.
No, it has a name. But I have to click through the map until I find the location. Okay. Swan Song. Horses. Honeyed. Oh, root and stem.
Root and stem.
Yes, it's called Root and Stem. It is an herbalist shop, which is not far from the. Actually, you haven't been to any of the places near this place, but it is not far from the entrance where you first entered the city and walked from the. So it's on the south side of the city in the Merchants District. Um, Root and Stem is. It looks a little bit out of place in the block that it's on, where many of the buildings are kind of that Tudor, neat white brick with some artistic inlays, like some like multicolored bricks up the sidelines. This is much more of like an overgrown, where like leaves are plants are growing in the windowsill, and they're kind of like overgrowing and spreading like ivy and vines around the building itself. And a lot of birds have made their nests in the plant life that has grown around the building. And as you enter, you actually kind of see some of the other residents and shopkeepers around Root and Stem kind of go, like they clearly roll their eyes as someone enters the shop. Um, but as you enter, you hear a deep, almost groaning voice. Welcome, Root and Stem. How might I be of service? And a very large, lumbering dryad kind of comes around the corner. Their roots are thick, and their trunks, like, they're kind of like floating, almost similar to like if a baby ant existed. This is what that might look like.
Hell yeah. Hey, I am looking for a potion.
You've come to the right place.
I'm looking for
We
something that
have many available for selection.
I'm looking for something that might be able to raise my smarts, intelligence perhaps, for a short amount of time.
Mm, are you a student of the firmament? Such
No, I'm a
behavior.
guy.
Oh, just a guy. What do you want this for?
I was going to drink it and then um like think real hard.
I see. What you seek is possible, but it is hard to come by. I just so happen to be of the talent required, but it requires expensive ingredients.
How much are we talking here?
Do you mind a little risk, or do you want a guarantee?
I mean, a guarantee would be better, but what are we talking about with risk?
Risk just is the I can't do this. Is just the efficacy of the potion. Will it raise your intelligence a lot or maybe just a little? That is risk. But I can make you a sure thing. Make you very smart for a brief time.
Okay, yeah. I guess uh probably the 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 guarantee probably the guaranteed one is a little bit better for me.
Ah, fair enough. That would be about 800 gold. If you
Dunk,
like
how
a
much
little
gold do we
risk,
have?
only 300.
Oh fuck. Uh Chris the DM, are you allowed to put this in plain terms of what I
I
would be
can,
buying?
yes, because that would be
Okay.
unfair otherwise. A bit of risk at 300 gold means that your intelligence will increase for 3 hours by 1d4 plus 1. So it could be up to 5 or as few as 2.
Okay.
Or if you want the sure thing, it will increase it by 4, no matter what.
I will definitely take the for sure one then.
Okay.
Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah, we have 3,434. Sorry, 3,432 gold.
After that?
No, that's how much we
Okay.
have.
That's a decent amount. I am going to use this for an extremely important check.
Okay, and it was 800 gold. You said
Correct.
Yeah.
okay. Boop.
Okay.
It'll be ready in a few hours.
Thank you. Can I is I'll just be hanging out there for a little while.
Oh, plenty of good
I'll read a book first.
places to go around here. If you're interested, highly recommend the Swan Song Tavern, run by a buddy of mine, Leaf.
Okay. Yeah, thanks man. I'll check it out.
Enjoy. All right. Um, we'll come back to your etheric compendium studies later. Willem,
Hello.
you're off to go see the Margasters.
Yes.
Okay. Um, recalling where their house is with relative ease, it's fairly far. Like the Sanctuary of Adar is actually in the southern tip of the city, actually not far from where Randy just was. So you have plenty of time to kind of blow off steam on your long walk through the city. And inevitably you arrive at the Margaster estate a bit more uh, you know, reserved and together as you find yourself rapping against the heavy door and finding the familiar steward that encountered you the last time. Ah, Mr. Willem, was it? Back again, I see.
Yes, that's correct. I was wondering if Miss Luna was home.
The Lady Margaster? What, pray
Correct.
tell, is your business with the Lady Margaster so that I may call upon her?
Oh, we had started to have a conversation at Vivian Starfall's gala the other night, but I had to leave very abruptly, and I wanted to apologize for my rudeness and continue our conversation.
Ah, very well. Please make yourself to home. And he kind of gestures into the sitting room of the estate. Um, Everything is quite. Make a perception check.
14.
Everything is fairly dusty, and it's actually quite similar to the house that you just came from, where it doesn't feel as though the house is being appropriately maintained by anyone but the steward staff. Um, and like he looks a bit overworked and weary, but he leaves, and within a few moments, your lady arrives, kind of coming down the stairs from the second floor. So she's very poised and put together, composed. She's wearing a dark emerald gown, and she kind of stands upon
Is
the
it the
landing.
nighttime?
It's the evening time.
Okay.
It's
Cool.
the hour
Understood.
is later, um, and she kind of stands there and looks at you and goes, "My, I'm afraid I don't know how to. Is it Sir Willem? I'm not
You can
familiar
just
with
call
your
me Willem.
customs of the material, but I want to be sure that I address you with the deference you're deserved.
Oh, I appreciate that, but just Willem would be fine.
Willem. To what do I owe the pleasure?
Oh, we had started to speak the other evening, but I had to leave very abruptly, and I wanted to apologize for my rudeness and continue our conversation.
It's very kind of you. Believe me, I feel no ill will. I understand you must have been very busy.
Yes, there was a matter of urgency to attend to, but it is in the process of being attended to in a more long-term fashion.
I understand. I understand you've had conversations with my brother. And she kind of looks down to the sword at your hilt.
Oh, yes.
He
He's
didn't tell
a
me everything, but I do hope you'll keep what I understand to be our family sword in good good hands.
the best. I apologize for the circumstances. The sword has it been in your family a long time?
To be perfectly honest, I didn't know of its existence. Max just
Oh,
told me he found it in our cellar, and well, it's yours now.
it would seem that way. I appreciate the gesture immensely. It's been very helpful so far.
Hmm.
Could we could we take a walk if you don't mind?
Make an insight check.
17?
She kind of nervously twists a locket on her neck and tugs on it lightly. She's, of course. And
Oh, it's no pressure if you would
no,
rather not. It's just I had a very difficult day and need to work out some steam, and I thought walking around and conversation with you might help with that.
well, I'm honored. No, I'd be happy to join you.
Okay. Lovely locket, by the way.
Thank you. My mother's.
Is have I seen a mom?
You
Do I
have not
seem
seen a mom, but please tell me you just asked that question to find out if it was a gift from another lover.
no inside check to see if the mom was dead?
Oh, okay. Yes, you can make an inside check. You don't even have to. It's obvious she did.
It's obvious mom is dead.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. I mean, not cool. Very sad, but
great.
um. So, forgive me, but I don't really know why you approached me the other day. What drew your attention?
Uh, you were racing through the estate, and I've heard of you, so I thought I would inquire.
Yeah, and I said some idiotic stuff about chocolate covered raisins and finding me at a later time.
I understand that people from the material plane might have queer customs, and I'm not one to judge them.
Oh, let me tell you, the customs are real queer. I'm thinking about Cena.
She just kind of looks at you.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, I'm not usually like that. It's just like I said, there was a matter of some urgency to attend to, but it's in the process of being attended to.
Is there something you'd like to talk about?
Oh, it's just there's so many things I'd like to talk about. What would you like to talk about though, if anything?
You notice her again, kind of twirling and like tugging on the locket, almost like a little nervously. She's, I'm afraid I have not been entirely forthright. I, I did approach you at the gala hoping that you might be of service. I understand, given your recent elevated station and that of your companions, you might be able to help me with an issue that I am attempting to deal with. Obviously, you would have no reason to help us. You seem a man of honor, and I thought you might be interested in helping us.
I like to help, and I'm very fond of your brother. So if there's anything I could do to help you, just
I
ask.
appreciate you saying that. He's a very good lad. It just our mother's not around anymore, and my father's taken that very hard. And well, we we have a claim on lands outside of the city. They're some of the finest providers in the city, and it's very silly. I'm sorry. It's nothing. I was hoping that you might be able to get me a meeting with Ilara Swan.
Who is that?
I shouldn't have assumed that you would know. I'm sorry. Uh, she's a noble lady of the courts. She handles farming rights, agricultural, city planning, and the like. She would be the person to hear our petition. I've just been struggling to get in front of her.
Yeah, the palace is crazy place from what I've heard.
Very much so.
Lots of people coming and going, and you know, not much time for people. So yeah, you need to get a meeting with some agricultural lady.
Well, she's not just some agricultural lady. She's Laura Swan. She's one of the main elder. I'm trying to learn these court things. This was my father's business. He would. You don't know me. I'm sorry. I'm talking at you. You wanted to take a walk.
Oh, have we not been walking this whole time?
You're very kind.
That was me asking Chris, not
Oh,
Willem
yes, you
asking
have been
Luna.
walking. It was more so that, like,
Oh,
she's saying that you wanted to take a walk and she's been yapping.
oh, yap away. I'm a big yapper myself. Not that you're yapping. Everything you're saying is very interesting, and I like to help people when I can, because people who have power should do things for people who don't, to make the world a better place.
Got it? Well, yeah, I mean, if you could help me.
Yeah, I'll do what I can. I have a friend who is going to the palace very shortly. She might be there now. Might be able to get a message there.
Really?
Of course. You're just asking to talk to somebody. That's not that huge a deal.
It's just. It's very. It's very important to the family. And As the eldest daughter, it is my duty to ensure that the family name is protected, when others would see to it that it isn't.
Are any of you in danger?
No. It's court things.
Court thinks. Okay, well, we will see to it that your family name is protected and you get that meeting and hopefully can move out onto those nice lands if that's what you'd like to do.
Oh, it's not about moving out to them. We own some of the only producing fields of golden leaf. It's very important in alchemical solutions, potions, etc. Root and
Mhm.
Stem is a big buyer of ours. It's just that the Valentine family is they don't live in Hylasera. They live in I always forget the name of the city. Othos. Um, and well, they also grow golden leaf, and we have an exclusive partnership with import export of golden leaf, and that is now a claim that's being called into question by Ilara Swan thanks to a petition from the Valentine family, and I'm the only one. Excuse me. And I must see to it that it is taken care
Of course. Well, I will do my best, though I must say I do not approve of your monopolistic urges.
of. It's not a monopoly. It's a tradition that's been in our family for hundreds of years.
Hmm. Sure, I don't know a lot about economics.
Whatever you think about it, it's our it's our family sigil. It's my. I have to see to it that it's protected.
Understood. Well, I will do my best to get you that meeting.
Thank you.
Of course. Like I said, people who have small measures of power should do their best to try to help others.
Just the small measures.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, this seems like a pretty small measure, and I don't know, I'm not that powerful,
I'm
despite what
sure
my
you're more
muscles
powerful
might
than you
suggest.
think.
Am I being flirted with?
Make an insight check.
5?
You always think you're being flirted with, so yes.
Okay. Yes, well, that's very flattering. Um,
I mean, you've
let's
traversed
get you.
plains.
Sure have. Sure have. Done a lot of hag killing too.
Hag killing. That
Well,
explains the name, Hagsbane.
yes, I bane the hags.
You're the bane of them.
I try.
I hope this walk made you feel better. I don't really think I let you talk.
Sometimes I just need to shut up and hear about what other people have going on in their lives.
It's good advice for us all. And yet I have not done the same for you.
Oh, it's it's very obscure things that I don't want to trouble you with.
It's
Not that I.
not a trouble. You asked to talk about them. I won't pry, of
Oh,
course.
I'm just. If you can't tell by my tone, I've been very frustrated when people who have the ability to do things or circumstances suggest they have the ability to do things just don't do those things, even though those things could help a lot of people. And um, you know, they're just getting in their own way, and they profess to want to help people and then don't.
Don't I know it?
Well, that's why we're going to get you that meeting.
Hmm. It's. I'm sure I can't fathom what it is that you're dealing with, but I understand the frustration with people that can't get out of their own way. My father is a good man, but
losing somebody like that has to be very difficult. So
She was his whole world. And
what were the
at times I get it. I understand. Like, she was everything to him, and he feels like he failed her. So
what were the circumstances, if you don't mind me asking? I know that's very personal.
he doesn't talk about it, and I was too young to know.
Oh, this happened a while ago, huh?
For a while, he had it somewhat together. But lately, well, let's just say it's very important that we maintain our hold on the Golden Leaf Fields. We'll be living at the poorhouse.
I will do my best to make sure that doesn't happen.
I don't, it's not,
Hey,
I don't say these to pressure you.
I understand. I mean, worst case scenario, you could come live at the Ambercrest estate, while we're hanging out there.
You barely know
If your
me.
family really gets destitute. Sorry, what was that?
So it's a very kind offer. You barely know me.
Oh, there's lots of rooms.
Still, it's a very kind offer.
I do what I can, and not for nothing, but you are a very beautiful lady, which does not hurt.
Thank you.
Let's get you home. It's getting a bit late, huh?
Yes. Do you want some unsolicited advice?
Ordinarily, I'd say no, but yes.
Like I said, I know what it means when people can't get out of their own way. At the end of the day, everyone idolizes their father. Everyone thinks their dads can do everything. Even we can't fathom what the strongest people have going on in their lives. We can only do what we can to help them through it. I don't hate my dad for what he's doing, but I know I have to be the one to step up when he's not.
Sometimes you just gotta step up, and, I'm very sorry about your father. I hope he gets the help he needs, because he clearly needs some help. If you don't mind me saying, that's very bold.
No, you're not wrong. If someone in your life is doing this to you, give them grace. Thank you for the walk.
Likewise, I'll get you that meeting as best I can.
And you'll call upon me again?
If that's something you'd be interested in.
I would.
I will kiss her hand gingerly.
Good night, Hagsbane.
Good night, Miss Morgaster. And I will go back home.
Okay. All right.
I'll do a little Dick Van Dyke-ish jump in the air and click my foot together, though.
Nice. Very nice. Well, you are quite close to your home, so it does not take you very long to get there. Dunk! You are headed to the Ashen Moor. I'll give you another chance as you kind of walk down the street, or rather, it's a very long walk in the opposite direction, like north and then north west. So Willem goes northeast. You guys kind of walk along the path together. Um, Basically, what I'm going to say is that all four of you leave from your place of arrival at the Adara's temple. Randy leaves, he's solo, first and foremost. The four of you, Bramwin, Cena, Dunk, and Willem, all walk together. Willem branches off and says, I'm going to go see about a girl. And Cena goes, then I'm staying here. Um, and when Bramwin declares that she's going to the palace, she goes, probably not the best place for me. And she will accompany Dunk to the Ashen Moor. And she goes, a great opportunity. She's like, if we're headed to a university, I guess this is a great opportunity for you to test those reading skills that you've been working on.
It's what I live for.
What exactly are you hoping to gain from this?
I have no clue. Um, I guess I'll just kind of feel out what I don't know. So Amar mentioned something about convergence, um, and that sort of seemed to be a link to what Gwen was doing. Um, so anything I can find out about the convergence or uh, plane travel or something. I don't know. Maybe they have some record of this study that was done. Um,
Okay. Okay. Let's
but,
do it.
but other than that, I don't know. Just kind of seeing what it's all about.
All right. I'll have you make one more history check as you make your way, given that you're kind of like jogging your memory with this conversation to think about a couple of things.
Both Evan and Dunk are very bad at history checks. Although 15.
Okay. That is enough for you to remember that you at the gala were met by the Archivist of the Firmament, who does want to study you like a bug, and let you know that the Ashenmore has original studies of people with your similar affliction and currently play host to a person quarantined with your affliction that you heard about while you were present at the Temple of Isolde. Um, but that the Lexi Conclave, who runs Ashenmore, do not allow the members of the Firmament to access those studies or meet the individual, which is very unusual for their relationship, which is usually quite good. What you also remember is that the Ghent apartments, where Gwen had shared a note with Annalise of being a quote unquote viable location, are immediately next door to the Ashenmore. And as you're kind of walking to there, you recall the fact that you looked at a map with Bramwin and remember the location of these apartments.
You said that they're a location for what now? Sorry, you cut out for a second.
They're called the Ghent Apartments, and it was a
Okay.
location that Gwen had shared with Annalise as being a suitable spot. Did I cut out
Okay.
again?
No. You're good.
Okay, got
Um,
it. Inevitably, you approach the Ashen Moor, and it sticks out a bit like a sore thumb amongst the very colorful and like bright structures of the district. It's clearly a more residential area. You do pass under the firmament, a very large brick and mortar building that similarly sticks out amongst the much more novel and fun design of some of the residences in the area. Arriving at the base of the Ashen Moor, it's very like long cylindrical domed structure. The dome is crafted from a smooth, almost blackened metal that catches the light of the setting sun in a very strange way, giving it almost kind of a liquid sheen, where the texture of the metal almost seems to shift and undulate. Um, the building stone base is a pale ashen color, unsurprisingly, which contrasts very sharply with the green ivy that clings to the walls and the many golden and brighter buildings that dot around it. There's very narrow, slit like windows that are scattered across the structure, barely revealing what lies within. And at the dome's peak, a single crystal refracts the perpetual light of the setting sun, casting its very faint, cold glow casting a very long, ominous shadow over the entrance, where a set of tall, sealed double doors made of dark wood and banded with heavy metal currently sit. Cena goes, imposing.
You think the builders of this place were compensating for something?
Cena
And
laughs
then
as well.
I will grab hold of the door and open it.
The door does not budge as you pull on it.
Oh dear. Well then I'll give a little knock.
It's almost like a comical, loud thong as your hand kind of wraps on the door. So as you rap on it several times in quick succession, thong, and it resonates down the whole street. And you can kind of hear echo thong, 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 pass down the narrow city blocks. And you kind of step back and let the moment linger. And after what feels like a bit of an eternity, the door creaks narrowly open, and you hear like the sound of grating metal on stone as the bands at the base of the wooden door slide against the cool granite of the floor. And a cloaked figure wearing a very intricate golden chain exits. Welcome to the Ashen Mole.
Well,
Do you have an
hi.
appointment?
Oh, no. Um, I was just, I'm a concerned party hoping to figure out a little bit more about what's going on with this place.
The Ashen Mole is one of the finest institutions and keepers of knowledge in this entire plane. The Lexi Conclave stewards of the knowledge held within. Concerned parties might not just walk in off the street and seek to learn its secrets. Only advanced members of the firmament may seek out our knowledge. Unless you come
I
here with a question that you have not asked. This would be most irregular otherwise.
how's how's this for most irregular? And I'm gonna rage. And as I do, let me pull up that table. I haven't been looking in a while. Ba, 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 ba. My Ember Flame Talon will glow blue, and I will throw it and then zoop, call it back to my hand.
Um, as you rage, you almost kind of glitch out for just a moment as the magic flashes out of you and catches itself on your hammer. To which point, the figure pulls back their hood, revealing a bald, tattooed individual, like an intricate series of almost like an Art Deco pattern from forehead all the way back behind his ears and down his neck, clearly leading further down his body. And he looks at you with wide eyes. By the gods, a most impressive specimen. Tell me, from where do you receive this gift?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was really hoping you could tell me.
And you clearly have some control. You fly into a fit of rage, and only then does a magic render. Is this
Yes,
true?
I have very limited control over it, unfortunately.
And you have honed this control.
Somewhat. I can at least call upon it uh, a few times.
What
But
is your name?
I'm Dunk. And I'm gonna hold out.
He takes it, and instead of shaking it, he kind of like twists and pulls and looks down your arm and runs his fingers through your fur. And you just kind of like, it's a bit intimate, like how close and how quickly he's like afforded himself this access. And he, like, without looking back up at you and continuing to just kind of closely inspect your arm, the affliction it takes from you. Yes,
Sometimes, yeah.
you will die.
Eventually.
Yes, quickened, no doubt, by the bouts.
Yeah, it definitely seems that way.
How long have you lived with this affliction?
Um, couple months.
A couple of months.
Time's a little weird because so I'm telling you. What is your name? Sorry, I'm telling you a lot about me.
Yes. The names of the Ashenmore are unimportant. We forget ourselves so that we may learn more. But you may call me Thom.
Thumb.
Thom.
Well, I am from the material plane. And time is a little screwy, so I don't really have a great answer for you, but
You have
not long to
aged.
understand it, probably.
You have aged months. Despite being here a short time, we have heard of you. You were at the Temple of Isolde.
Not many people know about that.
Terrible what happened there.
Terrible.
Yes. Was your magic what got you out alive?
Partially. Partially, we had some
You are
help,
most
but
peculiar, Dunk of the material plane. We have another subject who bears your affliction on the brink of death. And they're continuing to just kind of like inspect different parts of you. A young lad, perhaps it is your extended age that has afforded you this gift of longevity. But yours presents itself differently. His is almost uncontrollable, as were previous. You must speak to my master at once. Would you join me?
gladly.
Your friend may not enter. The Ashenmoor is gated only to invited guests.
No, she comes with me.
I am afraid. Fine. Come. At once. Cena is a bit anxious at the possibility of this, but follows you in nonetheless. And I'm going to leave you there for a moment and go on to Branwen. Um, you
Oh,
part ways with your companions as Willem heads off towards the noble quarters, and Dunk and Cena head off towards the Ashenmoor and the northern part of the city, whereas you cut off a bit earlier to the right and head towards the palace. Um, the Dawn Guard appear to have a much grander and greater presence at this particular juncture, where you're seeing quite a bit more of them. But the palace, given the hour, is still open to the public. And you get the sense that like some lords and ladies may still be holding court inside. And it occurs to me that you've been to the palace before, so you know what it looks like. Um, You enter in through the main exterior gates and further into the palace proper. And
Wait,
you're
Chris, you're cutting out a little bit now and then.
hold on one second. Okay, am I good now?
Yeah.
Okay. You enter the palace proper and find yourself a bit unsure of where to go. Most of the time, when you had been to court, you were going to the Verdant throne room, um, which, like, you know how to get there, but you don't necessarily know where Calix's office is.
Is there a little directory?
There's plenty of people around that you could speak to.
Anyone I recognize that I like?
Nobody you immediately recognize. At the moment, the only people you see are members of the Dawn Guard.
Wait, you cut out a lot there. The only what?
The only members that you see are members of the Dawn Guard.
Okay, yeah, I'll ask one of them uh where I can find Calyx. He's expecting me.
I'm buying time so I can remember where to find Calix.
Okay.
This map is
Do you want a
huge.
second?
Yeah. Got it. Okay, far back there. All right. You're kind of standing in the grand lobby. Am I cutting out or am I good?
I think you're good right now.
Okay. You're currently standing in the grand lobby of the palace, bearing the sigil of the summer court kind of on its base, where you have two flanking staircases leading up to the top, beyond which two dawn guards stand on either side of the stairs. You kind of walk up to the first one and say you're there for Calix. He's expecting you, and just who might? You're the Foxbriar sister, ain't you?
Yep.
Very well. Um, it's up the stairs to the left, all the way down the hall. Can't miss it.
Thank you. And I will
You
scurry
follow
on.
his instructions, kind of leading down a very lengthy hallway upon which many doors are flanking the side of. And you find that his instructions take you to an office that actually ends the hallway. So it is very impossible to mix. A shield and sword are currently like kind of bolted onto the door, bearing the crest of the Baron of the Luminous Steel, um, which you know to be Calix Sunblade's office.
Yes, I will knock.
Okay. You hear a weary voice from within. Yeah, enter, enter.
I go in.
The what you figure might have been at one point an imposing office is now in a pretty sorry state of disrepair. There's kind of scattered papers everywhere. Make a perception check as you enter.
Dirty 20.
You can very clearly see. I'm sorry, I'm getting your camera right. There we go. You can very clearly see an open bottle of wine on the desk, and you're catching a smell of kind of stale alcohol, and you can almost kind of taste the despair. And as you enter, Calix is kind of sitting at his desk, his head in his hands, and he pushes back. Lady Foxbriar, good evening. He'll like quickly like attempt to stand and do like a quick bow. And what is it that you have for me tonight? I understand that you're
I'm just
probably distressed about your sister. I assure you, we will investigate the matter with all due haste, and you, I'm sure, understand the severity of the situation that we find ourselves in.
um in his head, I'm gonna tell him, you know she was doing the right thing.
Forgive yourself, Lady Brenwyn, and he'll speak this aloud. I understand you to be a lady of some standing now, but I would expect you to respect uh, the the rule of law.
I'm just gonna, without answering to that, I'm just gonna pull the rolled up note from within my armor and just pass it to him.
What is this? Well, who? What is this?
I was told to give that to you.
By whom?
I think you know who.
I assure you, I do not. If this is from your sister, I won't read the pleas of one of our manips. I would see to it that she's given a fair trial, no doubt, but this is unbecoming.
Has he opened it?
He has
Is
not. He has not.
in his head he'll just hear, it's from your king.
He kind of hesitates for a moment and then very hastily unravels it as he kind of a sick joke if you have it. Us, this is some kind of uh, like daughter, like mother, right? The uh, the golden apple
Excuse
doesn't.
me?
The golden apple doesn't fall far from the tree. You think I'm a victim to your sick machinations? I will not be so.
Don't lump me in with her.
I will not be so duly. Who gave you this?
You know who gave it to me.
He lives.
He does.
What are you playing?
He wouldn't come back.
Not much is clear. What did you go there for? How did you? He'll kind of lift himself up. His hand kind of quickly flicks over to his sword, which is perched against his desk and not at his side. And then I take care how you speak now and tell me the truth. That this is real and this is not some figment of my imagination, or that you do not yearn to pull the wool over my own eyes as your mother has.
All of this is happening in his head. But no, I'm trying to take it off your eyes. He's not coming back. And I need you to help.
How how am I supposed to honor? He says here he will not. He apologizes. I should have. I knew this would happen. I should have seen it coming. He withdrew himself. He let his inner demons speak down his better angels. How can I honor a request of this man whom I respect more than anything, the man I called my brother? I can't let him vanish into the night with his grief and guilt.
That's what he wants. Trust me.
Well, the rest of us are left here to pick up the pieces.
I don't like it either.
No.
But I'm not just going to sit here. And
No.
you can sit here if you want, I guess.
No.
You can be like him.
Fuck off. No. What are you playing at?
Do you know what Lady Gwen is?
You mean to tell me my greatest fears? That I've sworn my sword, spilt the blood of my men and women for a crone? Is that what you come here to tell me? No. He kind of holds up the letter, and he may believe he's beyond saving, but I refuse to believe it. I won't give up on him now. I won't give up on the... If he's gone, he's truly gone, and determined to remain lost, then we have no choice. Have you
No
told
choice but to what?
Have you told anyone else of this?
Of what?
Of what you found?
I found it because of my sister. She's the one that got us there. She did what she did because she knows the truth.
Then we will guard this secret for his sake. And see to it that the scourge that he has left us with is lifted. So that we might honor a legacy he seems fit to abandon. And know now, here and now, that I speak ill of my brother. But I would do anything for him. And to know he meant to tell me. And what I know he left behind. What do you need from me?
Shit, I didn't think I'd get this far. I need to know who I can trust besides you.
We need to get Selfina out of prison.
Okay. How do we do that?
It's not that simple. Don't know. By all rights, knowing what I know, we should be fine to take them by force.
My mother's looking for any possible reason to kill me, so
Well, she may soon get that wish.
why?
I assume we know she's involved in this somehow. She doesn't.
She's involved in what?
That she's involved in this somehow.
Oh, she's her and Gwen are tight.
Fuck me. For all intents and purposes, knowing what I know now, then we should. I need to be confident before I act. There's no precedent for this. We swear our oaths to the Lavender Parlor, of which he is the monarch of, and she is the keeper of. The monarch does not see fit to return. She is the voice of the people and the court and the parlor, which means our oath stands to her, which means at the moment I am powerless to act
Did you
against her.
not swear your oath to Amar and not the parlor?
We swore it to the concept of him and the parlor itself. It's meant to be that we are bigger than the man at the peak. Though now I see that we might not be.
If you're swearing to the concept of itself, you're swearing to the summer court. Gwen is not the summer court.
She speaks for it. Whether in name only, we have given her that right and that gift. I could summon 100 men. Take her by force, let her speak for her crimes. And we might all drop dead because of it. He will take a hefty swig from the bottle on the table.
I'm just gonna reach out.
He will begrudgingly hand it over to you.
I also take a swig.
You need to know everything your sister knows.
And we need to get her out of prison.
She will come for us once we do. Anything we
What are
do
you
needs,
suggesting?
anything we do needs to be executed to the minute. We can prepare to. There are a few members of my company that I trust beyond all doubt. 20 men, at least. I can see to it that they are equipped with this knowledge. And we must act quickly to free both Sophina and the young Colette in harmony. And when we do so, we must be prepared to make our claim to the court. The crimes we believe the Lady Guinevere guilty of.
Okay. We have some proof.
We need to be beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Okay.
At the end of the day, she holds the cards. She sits upon the throne. It would take an outcry. Complete breaking of trust between her and the public, so that she no longer speaks with the will of the Lavender Parlor, and I know our oaths will not be upheld to her. An empty shirt, as it were. If he would come back, it would be over in a heartbeat.
Oh. I know this. You know this. He doesn't understand that.
And he is truly gone. Let me confer with my men. You get every shred of evidence you have on her. And we will prepare for our public decree.
Understood.
Lady Foxbriar. I regret that you have not seen me at my best.
Believe me when I say it is so nice to talk to a competent person.
I promise you that I can be even better. And for that I ask that you take this. He stops and he takes one more pretty much almost drains the bottle, and then like hands it back to you. Let you take this from me now.
I'll take the other one that you have in your probably have in your desk drawer.
Actually, it's on the bookcase.
Ah, okay. I can go get that one too.
Well, we have much to do, and very little time. You must take care to ensure that no one learns else of what you have told me here tonight. And with that, he will actually hold the letter from Amar over a candle so that it burns, um, and make an investigation check.
16.
You can see a little tear form upon his eye as he burns the note.
Oh. I'm just gonna give him a moment, and start to head out.
Take care. And thank you again.
Thank you for listening.
Yes. You're welcome.
And I will head out.
All right. As you make your way, we will
Making
go
my way
to. Sorry, Mike.
downtown. What?
You're cutting out a lot, pal.
Be right back.
Honestly,
Okay.
Yeah.
As you. Dude, come on. I cannot believe how slow my computer is going right now.
Is it pooping its pants?
It is. Okay.
Yahoo!
As you, Mamma mia, as you leave the office and make your way downstairs, you come down the marble staircase and attempt to exit through the main gates of the palace. Uh,
And I'm
Ah,
successful in doing so, right?
daughter, you hear from behind you as you kind of look over your shoulder and see that the Lady Annalise Foxbriar is coming out from the council offices, of which you are familiar but have never been inside of. She goes, "What a peculiar thing to find you in the palace this hour. No doubt come to advocate for Colette's early release."
And I hope that somehow you're doing the same thing.
Darling, Colette swore her oaths, same as any, and she knew the consequences of breaking those oaths. Perhaps
So
I. Sorry.
it's gonna be no help from you on this, I'm assuming.
At the current juncture, I am responsible as the Duchess of the Radiant Dawn to ensure that a proper trial occurs, and I will ensure that it is done so. It is for me to decide. After all, I
Understood.
mean, what kind of signal would it send to the public if I chose to let one of my daughters go free of punishment and not the other? I have a reputation to uphold. Colette will have mercy, as you did, but you will face consequences all the same.
So what, you're not gonna send her to hell?
Hmm.
Although that, I guess, was that the mercy from you? Because I know mercy doesn't come from you very easily.
It doesn't. It's earned. And I can only imagine that this place and your return to it is what would otherwise sully her otherwise spotless track record. You do tend to have that effect on those closest to you.
Is there anything else you want from me? Because otherwise I was just gonna go.
Well, if you'd like to advocate for her, I'm more than happy to hear your case. After all, it is my decision.
Why don't we go somewhere more private and not just in the middle of this hallway?
Oh, gladly. My office is just down the hall.
Lead the way.
She will escort you down there. Um, and as she opens the door, you find your mother's office to be quite imposing, but also completely as you would expect it to be. If anything, it's nothing more than a larger version of the same office that she maintained in your childhood home. In fact, it has the same portrait of her. That kind of the eyes just kind of like bore into you as you enter, and not unlike her own eyes as she sits behind the mahogany desk and gestures for you to sit.
I sit. Why are you doing all this?
For the family, so that people will remember us.
For us? You're doing this for us. Or for yourself?
If you and your sister could see my line of thinking, as your father never did, you would understand that I do everything for the good of this family.
What is your line of thinking?
We are nobody. And now, in the course of 6 months, I've brought the Flint name, and by extension, the Foxbriar name, low though it is, into importance. We sit in one of the highest seats in the realm. People look to us for guidance. Our family will rule. By attaching our cart to the right horse, I've seen to it that the Flint and Foxbriar families have a place in this world. That isn't just a stage.
It's just you.
I wanted everything for you, you know. I tried. I gave you everything. You had the best teachers, the best armor, weapons, the best dresses at court. I wanted you to want this. You never would. Just like your father. I don't ask you.
Just like your father. Sorry.
I don't ask you for it now. You've had your chance. But when the time comes and you realize what I've done for us, and you come crawling back to ask for it, for any piece of it, you better beg.
What exactly are you making for us?
If you are blind to it, then I failed you. Better yet, you failed me. For everything I gave you, and you still can't see it, the value that stands before us, we have a place in shaping society the way that we want it to be done.
But you're still just second in command.
Everything takes time. And you should know I'm smarter than that.
So what's the long-term goal? What are you doing with the Lady of the Verdant Throne? Are you going to take care of her?
I'll ensure that she has everything she needs. And when she rises above this place, who do you think she looks to shepherd it while she's gone?
She'll look to a person who's never going to be in charge as they want to be.
Petulant.
You're always just going to be second.
Is that such a bad thing? It's better than dirt. It's better than not having a seat at the table. It's better than being forgotten when you're gone. People will remember me. And by extension, they'll remember you. Regrettable as that is.
Why do you think that this is what we want? Why do you think this is what's going to make us happy?
It's not about your happiness.
Then what's the point?
Do you think anyone will care about you when you're in the ground? Do you think anybody will care about your sister? Oh, what?
Yes.
The human who will die? 200 years before you even go gray?
Oh, you don't know.
Oh, what?
I'm dying before her. I'll just pull down my armor and show her the giant scar on my back.
Make an insight check.
16.
For a moment, you've seen the unflappable mother flap a little bit, where she kind of catches as you show her the scar. Yeah. And she just kind of glares at you for a moment. As a child, you never did learn to shut your mouth. And I will have you make a Constitution saving throw.
What? Oh shit! I did good! That is a dirty 20.
And still not enough. As you watch your mother press a finger to her own lips, you can slowly feel the skin grow over your own. And kind of inches over your mouth to the point where you can almost taste your own flesh. And then in a moment, your mouth is vanished, and you are incapable of retort. And she's going to kind of stand up from the desk as you kind of like frantically feel that you no longer have a mouth. And she will just look at you dead in the eye and say, "Learn to be comfortable with silence." And leave you there. And that is where we will end tonight's session. And yeah. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Nat20Hot. We will be back for our 69th session extravaganza next Wednesday, September the 4th at 8. Wow, September the 4th. That's crazy. 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. Can't wait to see you there. Until then, you can check us out at Nat20Hot on TikTok and Instagram, or watch all of our previous episodes up until this point, youtube.com/at Nat20Hot, or on our website, Nat20Hot.com. As always, we thank you for joining us and hope you have a wonderful week in the time ahead. Good night.
Bye, Zomboy.
Bye, Zomboy.
Boy.
I can't.